New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring. New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
Live from a secure concrete bunker somewhere in Ohio, New Thought Media Network presents Pastor Michael Mangus with Friday's Fireside Chat, spiritual conversation for today. Here he is from the secret radio room, surrounded by thousands of watts, Pastor Michael Mangus.
Oh, it's a great feeling to be here this evening. Hello to everyone here in the United States and also around the world. It is time once again for another fun-filled, thrill-packed, and yes, always exciting edition of the Fireside Chat here, right here on your New Thought Media Network. I am the Reverend Michael Mangus. I am broadcasting this evening from the special radio room, surrounded by thousands, and I mean thousands of watts, in the extremely secure concrete bunker located somewhere around Akron, Ohio, that is so top secret. Only one person knows where the bunker is located. And I can guarantee you it is not the Reverend Dr. Robert Brzezinski. And we'll get to him in a moment. Anyhow, well, hi there. Good evening. Welcome. We do have a wonderful show for you this evening. Please feel free to interact with us in the chat. And again, for all my shy people out there, I know you're out there. Just go ahead and just send me an email during the week. All right. PastorMichaelMangus@gmail.com. PastorMichaelMangus@gmail.com. Yes, I do read them, but you have to send them to me. PastorMichaelMangus@gmail.com. So the purpose of our fireside chat here is to talk about contemporary issues from a New Thought perspective. Now, this evening's show isn't your typical Friday evening fireside chat. The reason being is that my cohort in crime, the Reverend Jeff Ratcliffe, is still recovering from a hospital stay. So what I thought this evening is that we would have Fireside Chat Light. Yes. I only have just a couple of real news stories. So this evening, we'll be talking more about the solstice. We'll be talking about this time of year. We'll be talking about Christmas, Yule, all those wonderful holidays around this time. So What I am encouraging all of us to do is to go get our liquid libation. I do believe our liquid libation, and just sit back and relax. We're going to have a great show for you this evening. I have to wish a very special happy birthday to my boss, the Reverend Dr. Robert Brzezinski, who will not tell me his age. That's because he's timeless. I don't know. I think he may be Doctor Who. If you're not familiar with Doctor Who, Google it. But I think he may be Doctor Who. Anyhow, happy birthday, Dr. Robert. And I want to know, where is my piece of birthday cake? Now, the excuses given are that he doesn't know where the top secret concrete bunker is located. But you see, I don't receive my mail nor my deliveries at the top secret concrete bunker located somewhere around Akron, Ohio. I received them at a regular address. So where's my birthday cake, darn it? Well, happy birthday, Reverend Dr. Robert, the best boss in the world. He really is. He puts up with me. He doesn't yell at me too much, once in a while. But again, it's great to be on this network, and it is a real privilege to be able to come and to have this time of discussion and fun every Friday night here on your New Thought Media Network. Okay. So let's talk about the solstice, which will be happening tomorrow. As I get my picture right, there it goes. So this is from National Public Radio. So tomorrow, or really early in the morning, is the winter solstice. So at 4:20 a.m., which is really early, Eastern Standard Time, the solstice marks the beginning of winter in the Northern Hemisphere and summer in the Southern Hemisphere, NASA said on its website. So that means from now until the end of June, each day now will get a little longer and also brighter, no matter what any famous animal prognosticator may predict later on. Puxatawny Phil, Buckeye Chuck, all those furry meteorologists. So meanwhile, there's plenty to cherish during the cold season. And we're not just talking about the December holidays. So here's some ways that individuals are celebrating the solstice in other parts of the world. In Iran and also many Central Asian countries, people gather to eat, especially red fruits like pomegranates and also watermelons. They drink and read poetry throughout the night. Doesn't that sound cool? And also some Japanese traditions includes taking a hot bath with the citrus fruit yuzu and eating foods that contain the N sound, like udon, for good luck. Now, each December and also June, visitors flock to the ancient monument in England called Stonehenge to celebrate the solstice. The rock formation itself was built to align with the sun on those days, making for a dramatic view. And we'll be talking a little bit about this later on. The Christians borrowed the holiday and put Christmas right on top of it. That's what the historians say. Not the opposite, which we will read in a few moments. The rock formation was built to align with the sun on those days. On the winter solstice, the sun sets to the southwest of the stone circle, as opposed to the summer solstice, when the sun's first rays shine into the heart of the monument. The site itself allows entry free of charge for several hours on Saturday morning. And if you cannot make the trip in person, you can catch a free, and I mean free, live stream of the sunrise on the English Heritage YouTube and Facebook pages. It is best suited for night owls or early birds since it starts at around 2:30 a.m. That's really early. Well, one of the nice things about the seasons is that we have times that we can reflect. All of our Native individuals, Native American, First Nation, also Aborigines, people from around the world, the Native individuals, that they have celebrated the solstice for many eons, for many, many centuries. And the reason being is because that during that time, that the seasons in and of itself represent, there's time for spiritual development, time for inner reflection. And this is again from NPR. It says several recent works offer sage advice on how to winter, especially when it means embracing the season and not just weathering it. This year, health psychologist Carrie Leibowitz published How to Winter, How to Harness Your Mindset to Thrive on Cold, Dark, or Difficult Days. It examines how people in places with extreme winters, like Ohio, our winters aren't that bad. Now, Alaska, which we hopefully will talk about here in a few moments. Now, they have some extreme weather up there, but we'll get there eventually. So, Carrie Leibowitz talked about how people in places with extreme winters have positive attitudes about the season. And the book offers practical tips for those who want a warmer outlook. Dusk falls over the snowy mountains overlooking the Arctic Cathedral, and also houses in the icy realms of Norway. And although the city is north of the Arctic Circle and experiences polar night for 2 months of the year, no sunlight, its residents tend to see winter as a time of opportunity. As Leibowitz told National Public Radio, these tips include bundling up to reclaim a summer activity in the winter, like a beach barbecue or a picnic. I think I have a picture. There. There's two brave souls in Germany at the winter solstice getting some sun. That's a little too cold for me. All right. Also, Dr. Leibowitz also said, make a list of winter things you look forward to and trading your home's big lights for cozier candles and also lamps. Another helpful manual is Catherine May's 2020 book called Wintering. The English author acknowledges that winter can be a very painful and isolating time, but also one of transformation. Her book, which involves traveling to far-flung, freezing destinations, explore how to confront the season head-on. Every time we winter, we develop a new knowledge about how to go back into the world. Author May told the NPR Morning Edition that year, we learn about our tastes and preferences. We learn about what makes us happy. Let's see who is commenting this evening. He says, cue the eyeball roll in reference to the top secret concrete bunker. That's right. I love my concrete bunker. It keeps me safe. And also, Wayne Baldwin chimes in this evening. It says, bless pagan festivals, of which the solstice and Yule are. They are not Christian festivals, which we will find out here in just a few moments. So now the spiritual significance of the solstice. This is from exploredeeply.com. The light of the sun begins a new solar cycle at the winter solstice. The rays shine into the dark and nurture the newborn life there to be cultivated. This is mirrored in nature and the nature of life all around us. And as the seeds are buried in the darkness of the earth, they will emerge once again with the life-giving rays of the sun in the springtime. At this time in the Southern Hemisphere, we are experiencing the longest and darkest nights of the year and the shortest days with the least amount of daylight. This is for winter solstice for them. The dark triumphs over the light, but this is a significant turning point. Again, winter solstice will be on the 21st, which is, again, depending upon where you're watching the Fireside Chat this evening, will be in just a few hours here in the Northern Hemisphere. In winter, everything lies dormant in the silent earth. It's a sacred time of rest and reflection before awakening and the slow build towards brighter days. When we fear our own darkness, says the website, we cut ourselves off from an essential source of our own personal power. The key is not letting darkness overwhelm our lives and our thoughts, but in understanding that darkness can be one of the greatest catalysts for personal growth and transformation, and even a way to enlightenment. So there's some wonderful things going on around winter. And I know that my California friends, when they think of a white Christmas, they think of going to a white sandy beach. I get that. And that's what they do down in Australia, is that, again, that their summer solstice is on the same date. And so they spend their Christmas, again, on the beach in Santa hats and having a good time. Now, I have to have a news story. it wouldn't be the Fireside Chat without at least one or two news stories. Are you ready for this one? You're not? Well, too bad, because we're going to do it anyhow. This is a commentary from the Friendly Atheist website. A Catholic group unveils an anti-atheist holiday billboard called "This is Our Season, Not Yours." The Catholic League, eager for attention, bought and this is their opinion, a heartless and desperate ad for Christmas. Since it is almost Christmas, the Catholic League has put up a new billboard near Madison, Wisconsin, wishing everyone a warm, festive holiday season. And the author says, I'm just kidding, because they didn't. Their billboard near Madison, Wisconsin, proclaims, "This is our season, not yours," as if they own the summer solstice, Yule, and this time of year, which predates Christianity. This is supposed to be a direct rebuttal to the Freedom from Religion Foundation, headquartered in Madison, Wisconsin, which has also put up a winter solstice sign in the past. At the season of the winter solstice, let reason prevail. This is what the sign says. There are no gods, no devils, no angels, no heaven nor hell. There's only our natural world. Religion is but a myth and superstition that hardens the hearts and enslaves the minds. So, in the announcement of the new billboard, the Catholic League called the sign a Christmas gift to the Freedom from Religion Foundation. Isn't that a nice Christmas gift? Jesus would put up a billboard. What do you think? This is what it says. "We have decided to send these activists a lesson, reminding them that the Christmas season is our season. We rule, they lose." And again, this is commentary from the Friendly Atheist. "It would have been far more of a slam dunk to donate to a food pantry and say, while other groups put up billboards, we help the hungry. But this is what Jesus means to Bill Donahue of the Catholic League and the people who work under him. Jesus was just a weapon to use against other groups while you're defending the Catholic Church against countless allegations of wealth hoarding and also sexual abuse. Helping others is for losers." Donahue told the Christian Post that he hopes that our billboard emboldens Catholics, letting them know that we will not be bullied by our adversaries. It goes on. Absolutely. The commentary says that Donahue has been able to weaponize faith-based outrage with the help of a professional-sounding organization. That's why the Catholic League should be never taken seriously. Any reporter who cites the Catholic League without acknowledging that it's just one angry, wealthy guy, and again, this is their opinion, who loves to pick fights with everyone, who doesn't bow down to the conservative wing of the Catholic Church, is committing journalistic malpractice. Well, we are not going to commit journalistic malpractice here on the Friday evening Fireside Chat. To everyone, again, the season is for everyone. It predates Christianity. The reason why the Christian church fathers put holidays close to pagan holidays was because, again, to overlap them, and also to go ahead and to put a Christian spin on the season. This is true for Halloween, Christmas, and also for Easter. So enjoy the holidays. Enjoy the coming back of the light. Well, we have been getting feedback here. Hello, Diana Mangus. She is my boss here at the Summit Center for Spiritual Living. Robin Rice Olmsted is with us this evening. I produce Robin and Gil show called Rockin' the Love. That's on Wednesdays here on your New Thought Media Network. You know what? They are so nice. They are actually giving me off Christmas. They're saying, you don't have to produce a show on Christmas. You can go and do other things. So thank you. I really appreciate Robin and Gil. They're absolutely wonderful. Okay, here you go. And I have to kind of move this to see what's going on here. Okay. Jeff said this. He says, I have news for some of y'all out there. Nobody has taken Christ out of Christmas. What has happened is that you've shoehorned Christ into a hodgepodge of pagan beliefs and practices and attempted to hijack the season for yourself. Nobody is taking Christ on your stolen holiday. What we would love to see, though, is Christ put back into the Christians who think that it's okay not to practice Christian principles and yet cry foul of every perceived slight. People try to force their hate-filled politics. Wow. And that's why we talk about being informed about Christian nationalism. Christian nationalism, there's nothing Christian about it. And again, that many other religions also use religion as a backdrop. For example, the Hindu nationalists, the Muslim nationalists, again, who do not act in good faith of their religion. So this is the same thing here. And I think what is being called upon is that all of us here, again, to practice the principles of the Christ. And again, this is a wonderful season to really to reveal the light that's within us. Again, the birth of Jesus was at a very dark time in history. And it is said through many religious traditions that when there is a dark time, that there is a savior or teacher that comes along. For example, like Krishna. For example, other great saints and sages that have come along during very, very dark times. So we're celebrating here, again, not only the return of the light through solstice, but we're also celebrating this time of year and knowing that even if some individuals are experiencing a very dark time in their lives, is that the light is returning. The light is returning. All right? Okay. Here you go. Robin Rice. It's true. We're here. Of course, Wayne, the cosmic Christ loves you. And you are the cosmic Christ in and of yourself. That's the big secret. And of course, Diana Mangus, the wonderful practitioner emeritus and head of Summit Center for Spiritual Living. She said, "So true, Jeff." Well, I hope you're enjoying the kind of lighter version of the Fireside Chat here on your positively inspiring New Thought Media Network. I am Reverend Michael, and we're going to take a break here. But before we do, of course, we have to have some announcements here. Coming up this Sunday at Summit Center for Spiritual Living, we will have our special Yule Solstice Christmas ceremony with world-class healer and teacher, the Reverend Dr. Carol Ann Drick. She'll be speaking. And there's a special part for me. Now, I'm not sure what it is. I think it's lighting off the fireworks. I'm not sure. Carol Ann has not told me yet. But just go to summitcsl.org. Our service times are at 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 in the morning Pacific time. And I know it's early, but our service is worth it. And again, we go ahead and we put it on our Facebook page, Summit Spiritual Center of Akron. And you can go ahead and to watch it live, or you can replay it later on. So again, if you'd like to join us on the Zoom call, go to summitcsl.org. And again, our service is, again, absolutely wonderful. Balances the 3 M's, and that's music, meditation, and also message. All right. So join us this Sunday. We'd love to see some of you out there. If you do not have a spiritual center or church home, we'd love to see you. Okay. So let's take a quick break and then we'll be back. We have some great stories that include taking a look at the weather at the North Pole. That's coming up here on Positively Inspiring New Thought Media Network. And this is the Friday evening Fireside Chat. We will be right back right after these messages.
You know, I've been thinking, this volunteer dinner deserves a standout video, something with real impact. But hiring a big production team for just one video? The cost would be huge.
I get it. But have you thought about New Thought Media Network? They do amazing work beyond just broadcast programming on YouTube. They actually specialize in high-quality, one-off productions for events like ours. And I heard they're super affordable.
Really? I didn't realize they did that. So they focus on quality without the premium price tag.
Exactly. Plus, Dr. Robert runs the whole thing, and he's all about making great media accessible. We could get the professional look we need without going overboard on costs.
His sounds perfect. Let's get in touch with Dr. Robert and see if they can work their magic for us.
Please help us say thank you to our organizational sponsors, including the Hefferland Foundation, Affiliated New Thought Network, International New Thought Alliance, Science of Mind Archives and Library Foundation, Center for Spiritual Living Denver, Center for Spiritual Living Midtown, New Thought Philadelphia, Planned Happiness Institute, Summit Center for Spiritual Living, One Heart Retreats, Center for Spiritual Living on the Lake, Unity Kitchener, Unity Spiritual Center Ottawa, Om Center for Spiritual Living, Satya Center, Begin Within Ministries, Center for Spiritual Living North Jersey, Unity of Savannah, and the Center for Spiritual Living Seattle, as well as all of our individual donors. Thank you for being part of the New Thought Media Network. Please like, share, and subscribe. New Thought Media Network, positively inspiring.
The views and opinions expressed by Pastor Michael Mangus are generally right. However, they are his own and do not reflect the views and opinions of New Thought Media Network, Centers for Spiritual Living, or any other person living or dead. As they say in the 12-Step Recovery Program, take what you like and leave the rest. Here again is Pastor Michael.
Now, during the Monday afternoon weekly meeting with the Reverend Dr. Robert, the only person he's going to yell at is me if I say something offensive here on Positively Inspiring New Thought Media Network. He is not going to blame Jeff Ratcliffe because he is not here this evening. Now, he is here in spirit. He is here online, but he is not on camera. I'm the person on camera. So, again, happy birthday, Reverend Dr. Robert. Again, I do not know how many trips around the sun he has taken, but believe me, it's been plenty. Oh, I love joking with him. Okay. Getting back to our holiday-themed program, this is the face of the real St. Nicholas that has been reconstructed with 3D tech. And it shows that he looked like Santa Claus. In one of the more fascinating pieces of Christmas news that you'll read this year, this is from, and Robert will probably get mad at me, but this is from the Good News Network. So I have good news this evening. I know that's rare on the Friday evening fireside chat, but this is from their website. In one of the more fascinating pieces of Christmas news, scientists studying the skull of the real man who became St. Nicholas found that his facial proportions match pretty well with those described in 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. Using 3D digital facial reconstruction, often used in archaeology to render ancient skulls, scientists were able to produce an image of old St. Nick as he would have really looked to his followers. St. Nicholas of Myra, or St. Nicholas of Bari, had Greek ancestry and would have come from Asia Minor, which is present-day Turkey in the Roman Empire, where he would have been born in the second half of the 3rd century between 250 and 270, and he died between the years of 335 and 370. Said the author Cicero Mores, who wrote a study on the digital rendering. Among the early Christian cults, scholars write that St. Nicholas had one of the most widespread followings, and it's easy to see why. The strong yet gentle face paired with Nicholas's of Myra reputation for gift giving would have been a welcome sight to the downtrodden of the Roman Empire. The gift giving inspiration came from the Dutch folk hero Sinterklaas, who merged with the English Father Christmas, who was known for feasting, not gift giving, to create the Santa Claus or St. Nicholas that we know today. So with the beard, the digitized rendered appearance is remarkably like that recounted in the 1823 poem, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, described as the most well-known verses ever penned by an American. So, generally attributed to Clement Charles Moore, the description of St. Nicholas is of a broad face with merry dimples, cheeks like roses, and a nose like a cherry. Moore and his team must have been surprised when they saw the final rendering, as it was well matched with the poem. And perhaps the biggest difference is that Santa Claus' cherry-like nose. St. Nicholas of Myra also had a nose that bent to his right. Isn't that interesting? That St. Nicholas goes ahead and he really matches up to our present day Santa Claus. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we do have breaking news here as I break things in the studio. We do have breaking news all the way from the North Pole. Yes. The temperature at the North Pole is currently 7 degrees below zero. However, the work at the North Pole is continuing. There is a picture of NORAD Tracks Santa. And that's, you can find that on noradsanta.org. noradsanta.org. Even though that it is 7 degrees below zero with a wind chill factor of 22 degrees below zero. And also another foot of snow expected at North Pole, Alaska. Yes, there is such a place. NORAD Santa is prepared here to go ahead and to track Santa Claus in 3 days, 7 hours, and 18 minutes. You know, I do believe. I really do. Okay. So the article I found I thought was kind of interesting here. The article I found was on the yearly tradition of NORAD tracking Santa Claus. And the lead headline was, will Santa NORAD take place even if the U.S. government shuts down? Now, to all the kids out there, okay, even if the government shuts down here in the United States, that NORAD will still track Santa Claus. All right, so everything's okay. No one's going to shoot Santa Claus out of the sky. So the military tradition of tracking Santa Claus on his gravity-defying sweep across the globe will carry on this Christmas Eve at least each year. Over 100,000 children call into the North American Aerospace Defense Command to inquire about Santa's location. Millions more follow online at santanorad.org. The U.S. Canadian agency said in a statement, "We fully expect for Santa to take flight on December 24th, and NORAD will track him." And again, the current ETA for Santa taking off is currently 3 days, 7 hours, and 18 minutes. I don't know. Reverend Jeff Ratcliffe, do you think I'm on Santa's good list this year? What do you think? Diana Mangus, am I on Santa's good list this year? What do you think? Do you think I'm on Santa's good list this year? We're going to, there'll be differing opinions. Hold on. We do have breaking news here. Hold it here. Jeff is saying, you on the good list? True. Hold it. We have a differing opinion here. Robin Rice Olmsted says yes. Okay. And we do have breaking news here. A couple of hours ago, they did pass a new spending bill that does not raise the debt ceiling. Thank you, Reverend Jeff Ratcliffe. He is on the ball. He is at the remote location in Tennessee, providing us with breaking news. This is from Diana Mangus. She's saying, I'm going to get a clump of coal. And Robin said, if not, it's a bogus list. Aw, Robin. Aw. Oh, so nice. Well, okay. Let's get back to the story here. On any other night, NORAD is scanning the heavens for potential threats, such as last year's Chinese spy balloons. But on Christmas Eve, volunteers in the Colorado Springs, Colorado area are fielding questions like, when is Santa coming to my house? And am I on the naughty or nice list? Well, the endeavor is supported by local and corporate sponsors who also help shield the tradition from the Washington dysfunction. So, boys and girls, if you're watching, Santa NORAD will go on. Santa will leave on time from the North Pole, and Santa will be at your house to deliver gifts, despite what's going on in Washington. Okay, hold on here. Unless you continue to be nice. Okay, so oh, this is so fun. Okay. So Bob Summers, who is a civilian contractor and also a NORAD volunteer, told the Associated Press that there are screams and giggles and laughter when families call in, usually on speakerphone. If you see on the picture on the screen, there's one of the generals of NORAD taking a call along with the rest of the volunteers there. There's actually a room, again, with a phone bank with all of these volunteers, again, taking over 100,000 calls. So Summers often says that on the call that everyone must be asleep before Santa arrives, prompting parents to say, do you hear what he said? We've got to go to bed early. Now, NORAD's annual tracking of Santa Claus has endured since the Cold War. And here is how it began, and also why the phones keep ringing. So it started with a child's accidental phone call in 1955. The Colorado Springs newspaper printed a Sears ad that encouraged children to call Santa Claus, listing a phone number. A young man called, but he reached the Continental Air Defense Command, now called NORAD, which is a joint U.S. and Canadian effort to spot potential enemy attacks. Tensions were growing with the Soviet Union, along with anxieties about nuclear war during that time. Air Force Colonel Harry W. Shoup picked up an emergency-only red phone, which he thought, what the heck is going on? And was greeted by a tiny voice that began to recite a Christmas wish list. The young man went on for a bit, and then he took a breath and said, "Hey, you're not Santa." And then, realizing an explanation would be lost on the youngster, Shoup summoned a deep, jolly voice and replied, "Ho, ho, ho. Yes, I'm Santa Claus. Have you been a good boy this year?" So Shoup later learned from the boy's mother that Sears mistakenly printed the top secret number. He hung up, but the phone soon rang again with a young girl reciting her Christmas list. 50 calls a day followed. So the tradition was now born now. Note to the Kiddies began an AP story from Colorado Springs on December 23rd, 1955. Santa Claus on Friday was assured a safe passage into the United States by the Continental Air Defense Command. In a likely reference to the Soviets, the article noted that Santa was guarded against possible attack for those who do not believe in Christmas. So in 2014, the tech news site Gizmo cited an international news story from December 1st, 1955, about the child's call to Shoup. So when a childish voice asked the COC commander, Colonel Harry Shoup, if there was a Santa Claus at the North Pole, he answered more roughly that he should. And anyhow, it says that Shoup said in the brief piece, "There may be a guy called Santa Claus at the North Pole, but he's not the one I worry about coming from that direction." Says Shoup in a brief piece, because again, that's the Soviets, especially up in Alaska. I mean, they're just right across the Bering Strait there. So phone calls aside, Shoup was indeed media savvy. In 1986, he told the Scripps Howard News Service that he recognized an opportunity when a staff member drew Santa on a glass map in 1955. The lieutenant colonel promised to have it erased, but Shoup says, "You leave it right there." Colonel Shoup says, "Why? It makes the military look good, like we're not all a bunch of snobs who don't care about Santa Claus." Unfortunately, Colonel Shoup died in 2009. And NORAD's tradition is one of the few modern additions in the century-old Santa story. And again, in a recent interview with the AP, Air Force Lieutenant General Case Cunningham explained that NORAD's radars in Alaska and Canada, known as the Northern Warning System, are the first to detect Santa Claus leaving the North Pole. Cunningham says that's when the satellite systems that we use to track and identify targets of interest every single day start to kick in. A probably little known fact is that Rudolph's nose that glows so red emanates a lot of heat. And so those satellites track Santa through the heat source. NORAD has an app, of which is on my phone and has been on my phone for years, at www.noradsanta.org, that will track absolutely Santa Claus on Christmas Eve. Each and every year on Christmas Eve, yours truly tracks Santa Claus. And the reason being is that I want to make sure that I am in bed before Santa arrives. Because if not, I will not get anything for Christmas. But for those of you who want to call in on Christmas Eve from 4 a.m. to midnight, Mountain Standard Time, people can call 1-877-HI-NORAD to ask live operators about Santa's location from 6 a.m. to midnight Mountain Time. Yes, and Diana says, we do track Santa Claus every year on NORAD. Because you know why? Because I believe. Now, wasn't that a nice edition of the Friday Evening Fireside Chat? No terrible news stories. There'll be plenty of that next week when Reverend Jeff Radcliffe will rejoin the program live on camera. And we will talk about everything going on. Do you think number 47 is on the good or the bad list this year, Reverend Jeff? You have a few minutes to comment here. Number 47 coming up. All right. Well, listen, to everyone, happy Yule, happy Solstice, Merry Christmas, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa. And again, just know that we love you here at the New Thought Media Network. Okay, hold on. We do have breaking news here again. Jeff Radcliffe says, I hesitate to say. Well, Jeff will have lots of opinions, I think, on next Friday's show as we end the year with a big bang here on the Friday Evening Fireside Chat. Again, thank you so very much for joining us this evening. Again, happy holidays, happy holy days to all of you. And we will see you sometime next week, next Friday evening, here on Positively Inspiring New Thought Media Network. Good night.
Thanks for joining us this evening for Friday's Fireside Chat with Pastor Michael Mangus. Join us again next week at 8 Eastern, 6 Mountain for more spiritual conversations for today. For more information and replays of past shows, please visit the New Thought Radio and Media Network's Facebook page. Until next week, may God bless you richly and abundantly.